I, Dr. Nipa Bharucha, thank UGC Human Resource Development Center of Gujarat University for giving me an opportunity to connect with you and deliver my session on ethics and values in teacher education. I thank Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi, Professor and Director of UGC HRDC of Gujarat University. Appreciate the dynamic work and efforts of the teamwork and performance. HRDC GU is ranked as 15th in India and number 1 in Gujarat. It is pioneer and created history or benchmarks by organizing many courses. It invites international resource persons. It is very innovative and established training institute. UGC HRD GU was funded by MHRD under RUSA grant of Rs 3.33 crores. It is one of the very few HRDCs which have very fruitfully and successfully organized the programs under it. It has collaborated with IIMA, SPIPA, IIT Delhi and Mumbai, JNU Delhi University, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, Mumbai University, Narsi Monji Institute of Management, INFLIBNET, SNDT Mumbai University, St. Xavier's College Mumbai, NIPA, NCRT and UGC etc. I appreciate great achievements of UGC HRDC of Gujarat University. Now let us start with my session. Let us first understand the terms teacher education, ethics and values as I am going to talk on today on the topic ethics and values in teacher education. It is well known that the quality and extent of learner achievement are determined primarily by teacher competence, sensitivity and teacher motivation. The National Council for Teacher Education has defined teacher education as a program of education, research and training of persons to teach from pre-primary to higher education level. Teacher education is a program that is related to the development of teacher proficiency and competence that would enable and empower the teacher to meet the requirements of the profession and face the challenges therein. According to Goods Dictionary of Education, teacher education means all the formal and non-formal activities and experiences that help to qualify a person to assume responsibilities of a member of the educational profession or to discharge his responsibilities more effectively. In 1906 to 1956, the program of teacher preparation was called teacher training. It prepared teachers as mechanics or technicians. It has narrower goals with its focus being only on skill training. The perspective of teacher education was therefore very narrow and its scope was limited. As W.H. Kilpatrick put it, training is to given to animals and circus performance, while education is to human beings. Teacher education encompasses teaching skills, sound pedagogical theory and professional skills. Teaching skills would include providing training and practice in the different techniques, approaches and strategies that would help the three. Teacher to plan and impart instruction, provide appropriate reinforcement and conduct effective assessment. It includes effective classroom management skills, preparation and use of instructional materials and communication skills. Pedagogy theory includes the philosophical, sociological and psychological considerations that would enable the teachers to have a sound basis for practicing the teaching skills in the classroom. The theory is stage specific and is based on the needs and requirements that are characteristics of that stage. Professional skills include the techniques, strategies, and approaches that would help teachers to grow in the profession and also work towards the growth of the profession. It includes soft skills, counseling skills, interpersonal skills, computer skills, information retrieving and management skills, and above all, lifelong learning skills. Now let us see the nature of teacher education. Teacher education is a continuous process and its pre-service and in-service components are complementary to each other. According to the International Encyclopedia of Teaching and Teacher Education, teacher education can be considered in three phases: pre-service, induction, and in-service. The three phases are considered as a part of a continuous process. Furthermore, teacher education is based on the theory that teachers are made, not born. In contrary to the assumption, teachers are born, not made. Since teaching is considered an art and a science, the teacher has to acquire not only knowledge but also skills that are called tricks of the trade. Teacher education is broad and comprehensive. Besides pre-service and in-service programs for teachers, it is meant to be involved in various community programs and extension activities like adult education and non-formal education programs, literacy and developmental activities of the society. It is ever evolving and dynamic. In order to prepare teachers who are competent to face challenges of the dynamic society, teacher education has to keep abreast of recent developments and trends. The crux of entire process of teacher education lies in its curriculum, design, structure, organization, and transaction modes, as well as the extent of its appropriateness. As in other professional education programs, the teacher education curriculum has a knowledge base which is sensitive to the needs of fields, applications, and comprises meaningful conceptual blending of theoretical understanding available in several cognate disciplines. However, the knowledge base in teacher education does not comprise only an admixture of concepts and principles from other disciplines, but a distinct gestalt emerging from the conceptual blending, making it sufficiently specified. Teacher education has become differentiated into stage-specific programs. This suggests that the knowledge base is adequately specialized and diversified across stages, which should be utilized for developing effective processes of preparing entrant teachers for the functions which a teacher is expected to perform at each stage. It is a system that involves an interdependence of its inputs, processes, and outputs. Now let us see what are the objectives of teacher education. Those would be provide opportunities to observe and engage with children, communicate with and relate to children. Provide opportunities for self-learning, reflection, assimilation and articulation of new ideas. Developing capacities for self-directed learning and the ability to think, be self-critical and to work in groups. Provide opportunities for understanding self and other, including one's beliefs, assumptions, and emotions. Developing the ability for self-analysis, self-evaluation, adaptability, flexibility, creativity, and innovation. provide opportunities to enhance understanding, knowledge, and examine interdisciplinary knowledge and social realities, relate subject matter with the social milieu, and develop critical thinking. Provide opportunities to develop professional skills in pedagogies, observation, documentation, analysis, drama, craft, storytelling, and reflective inquiry. Now, what are the newly visualized teacher education program? They emphasizes learning as a self-learning participatory process taking place in social context of learners as well as wider social context of the community to nation as a whole. Puts full faith in self-learning capacity of school children and student teachers and evolving proper educative program for education. Views the learner as an active participative person in learning. Her capabilities or potentials are seen not as fixed but capable of development through experiences. Views the teacher as a facilitator, supporting, encouraging learners' learning. Does not treat knowledge as fixed, static, or confined in books, but as something being constructed through various types of experiences. It is created through discussion, evaluate, explain, compare, contrast, that is through interaction. Emphasizes that appraisal in such an educative process will be continuous, will be self-appraisal, will be peer appraisal, will be done by teacher educators and formal type 2. Hence there would be a major shift from teacher to learner, that is from teacher centric stable design to learner centric flexible process, from direction and decisions to learner autonomy, from guidance and monitoring to facilitates, support and encourages learning, from passive reception in learning to active participation in learning, learning within the four walls of the classroom to learning in the wider social context in the classroom, from knowledge as given and fixed to knowledge as it evolves and created, from disciplinary focus to multidisciplinary educational focus, from linear exposure to multiple and divergent exposure, from appraisal short few to multifarious and continuous. So you can understand how major shift is given from teacher centric to learner centric. Now let us move to ethics, as we are going to talk on ethics and values in teacher education. Let us see what are ethics. Ethics is two things. First, ethics refer to well-founded standards of right and wrong that prescribe what humans ought to do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, benefits to society, fairness or specific virtues. Secondly, ethics refer to the study and development of one's ethical standards. A professional code of ethics outlines teachers' main responsibilities to their students and defines their role in students' lives. Above all, teachers must demonstrate integrity, impartiality and ethical behavior in the classroom and in their conduct with parents and co-workers. Professional ethics is like a guide which facilitates the teacher to provide quality education and inculcate good values among the learners. It also helps the teachers to understand their profession as a teacher. Their role is not just to become supreme and authoritarian in front of their students and colleagues. Ethics in education are important because they assist to run the system smoothly. The ethics sets the standards of what's acceptable and what's not, therefore protecting the interest of both teachers and students. Ethics is a branch of moral philosophy. Among others, it involves defending and recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. In discussion, however, ethics can become eclipsed by commingling concepts of values and morals. The core of teaching consists of four basic values: dignity, truthfulness, fairness, and responsibility and freedom. All teaching is founded on ethics, whether it be the teacher-student relationship, pluralism, or a teacher's relationship with their work. Dignity means respect for humanity. Examples of ethical behavior in the workplace includes obeying the company's or institute's rules, effective communication, taking responsibility, accountability, professionalism, trust, and mutual respect for your colleagues at work. Now, let us discuss the meaning of values. The word value is derived from the Latin word valere, which means to be strong and vigorous. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche first used the word values in 1880 in plural to denote moral beliefs and attitudes that were personal and subjective. Although values is a recent term denoting a wide spectrum of human aspiration and virtues, human values. In words of Tiagenda 2003, exist as demands because they have around them an aura of oughtness in the choice among alternatives. Values provide an inbuilt standard of reference and judgment for our actions. This term has different connotations depending upon the context in which it is used. From a philosophical standpoint, values are those standards or codes for moral behavior conditioned by one's cultural trends and guarded by one's conscience, according to which a human being is supposed to conduct himself and shape his life patterns by integrating his beliefs, ideas, and attitudes to realize the cherished ideals and aims of life. Psychologically, if we talk about values, values fall under the category of emotional makeup of one's personality and guide the responses of a human being in different circumstances of life. Intellectually, value denotes a concept which is accepted by the subconscious mind, is understood by all and perceived by individual. Sociologically, values point to an area of life which includes the process of purification and encompasses whatever is good, true, and beautiful for everyone in order to identify oneself among others in the society to be worthy of a good social life. Here, the thing or idea that is right and important for society has sociological value and significance. Philosophers, psychologists, and sociologists have given their own interpretation of the term values. But essentially, values are those abstractions whose manifestations make our life valuable from all angles, individually as well as collectively. Philosophy, in its pursuit of the truth and knowledge, asserts that there is only one value with three dimensions, namely truth, beauty, and goodness. That is Satyam, Shivam, and Sundaram. This eternal value is the foundation, and to find it oneself, that is, to be aware of its presence in oneself and be guided by it at all moments, is the supreme achievement of human life. The philosophy about values is that values should help anyone to seek the real knowledge and goal of life in a righteous manner. It is equally important to ensure that the youth are equipped with core values needed to live as responsible citizens in complex democratic societies, mentioned by Goel and Goel in 2005. Psychologically, values are imperatives, inner imperatives, which urge us to seek higher goals in life. In words of Mukherjee 1964, the psychological and social sciences dealing with values define them as mere preferences, as desirable goals, emotions, and interests. The humanistic disciplines, on the other hand, define them as functioning imperatives or oughts. Thus, we can say that values signify higher needs of man, and they belong to the category beyond the basic needs as defined by Abraham Maslow in 1956. Swami Bhajananand gives a comprehensive definition as values are the higher normative needs of humanity which individuals experience as moral or aesthetic imperatives or goal seeking. Sociologically, values are the norms of behavior in a community and make us live a better personal as well as collective life. Sociologists emphasize on the process of conditioning, learning, and socialization as the process through which values are generalized as well as regularly manifested in human interrelations and collective human behavior. Values, according to social point of view, promote integrative social processes and such as accommodation, adjustment, cooperation, and assimilation. And finally, we have the spiritual aspect of human values, where the focus is on strengthening the individual from within by making him increasingly oriented to the highest reality of God through day-to-day activities. In fact, the emphasis of spirituality is on developing a state of mind which is more constructive, broader in approach, and generous in perception, at the same time non-reactive but active. This is what is generally termed as spiritual intelligence. Thus, we find that the human values are four-dimensional in nature: philosophical, social, psychological, and spiritual. And these four dimensions are essentially the evolutionary steps in the process of value development in human beings for strengthening each individual from within. The human values present a continuum of interconnected attributes and tendencies which largely guide our individual as well as collective behavior. Now focusing on essentials of ethics and values. The rapid change in technological world have posed many challenges in the global era. In this globalized mechanical commercial world, expecting the future generation with honesty and commitment is a nightmare for the society. Today, all the children have an immense power of observation, and the feelings are deep rooted. They always observe their parents at home and teachers in the school. They are highly sensitive. It is right time where parental care to the children is on the wane. Today, media play a vital role in the life of children. the adverse effect on the media has made the children to accept an unrealistic approach in all the sphere of the life. In this context, there is now a growing demand in education to inculcate, nurture, and develop values and ethics, particularly among the youth of the nation. Ethics lies at the core of the teaching profession. Tomorrow prospects of our country depends upon the moral values imparted to students during their college life. The role of teachers are expected to play in the lives of the students has undergone significant change in recent years. I have stated that teachers are expected to be moral guides. So, now let us move that Dr. Radhakrishnan Commission has highlighted the importance and the need of unite social and spiritual training in the curriculum of educational institutes. The Mudaliar Commission 1952 to 1953 stressed that students' character and the behavior would depend on religious and moral instructions. The Ramamurthy Committee 1990 reviewed that the essential quality of education is it must develop a set values like love, compassion, social order based on truth and non-violence and integrating the society with spirituality. Considering the fact that students spend a great part of their life with teachers and in turns teachers contribute significantly into overall quality of student lives. There are numerous possibilities for teachers to influence the students to transform their attitude in good manner and to feel that they can analyze their lifestyle and behavioral attitude by understanding what is right and by deciding what they can commit for themselves and others to create the kind of society they want to live in. So, during this time, we have discussed the meaning of teacher education, ethics, and values and their perspectives. Now, we will move to the ethics and values in teacher education.